House orders an immediate course of antifungal treatment. As the medication stabilizes her brain chemistry, the hallucinations vanish. He closes a 20-year-old medical cold case by treating a vision as a clinical data point. House initiates an elimination game among his interns. He targets Cole, a Mormon, for specific verbal provocation. House dismisses Cole's religious faith as a character flaw and bets $100 that the intern will eventually break. He uses complex medical tasks, including invasive lumbar punctures, to test the team's professional composure. The harassment becomes personal as House mocks Cole's family and labels him a masochist. In the hospital hallway, House delivers a final insult regarding Cole's lifestyle. Cole stops and punches House in the face. The staff watches in silence, expecting Cole's immediate dismissal for physical assault. Later, House gathers the 7 candidates for a final selection. He holds 6 pink peonies. 1 intern must go. Henry, a senior candidate, remains calm. Throughout the day, Henry has mirrored House's medical logic and agreed with every one of his observations. He assumes that total intellectual alignment ensures his job security. House begins distributing the flowers to the group. He hands a peony to Cole, the man who struck him. Only Henry is left empty-handed. House terminates Henry's employment immediately. He states that he has no need for an assistant who only repeats his own thoughts. Cole's punch demonstrated an independent will, while Henry's obedience proved he offered nothing new. House retains the man who fought him and discards the man who followed him. The infant's heart rate drops to 0. Dr. Chase and the medical team apply the defibrillator pads, but the monitor remains a flat line. House stands in the doorway, watching the failed resuscitation. Chase calls the time of death at 6:57 p.m. House goes to the morgue alone. He performs the autopsy, cutting into the small chest to remove the heart. Under the microscope, the myocardium shows clear signs of fibrosis and lymphocytic infiltrates. The evidence is undeniable. The babies are not dying from a bacterial infection. The antibiotics were useless because the cause is viral. House returns to the diagnostics room and writes virus on the board. He narrows the list to Echovirus 11, a pathogen that causes multi-organ failure in newborns. He realizes the survivors are protected by maternal antibodies. He orders immediate blood tests for all the mothers. The data confirms his logic. The infants who stayed healthy inherited immunity from their mothers, while the sick infants had no defense. House identifies the specific gap in their immune systems. He bypasses standard protocols to secure an unreleased experimental antiviral drug. The team administers the medication to the remaining sick babies. Their heart rates stabilize. By analyzing the dead, House finds the facts needed to save the living. He stops the outbreak by identifying the one variable the entire hospital ignored. The infants in the NICU are experiencing total kidney failure. 2 antibiotics, vancomycin and aztreonam, are the primary suspects. Both are necessary to fight the unknown infection, but one is toxic to the baby's organs. There is no medical test to determine which drug is the killer. House decides to turn the ward into a laboratory. He orders a therapeutic trial. Stop vancomycin for one baby and aztreonam for the other. The medical team refuses, arguing that House is gambling with lives. House counters that without a definitive answer, all 6 infected infants will die. House flips a coin to decide which baby loses which drug. The hospital's legal counsel and Dr. Cuddy confront him. They demand a medical rationale to protect the hospital from liability. They insist on informed consent, requiring House to tell the parents their children are test subjects. House dismisses the protocol. He knows the parents will never agree to a coin toss experiment. He invents a transparently fake medical justification based on the ethnic sounds of the baby's last names to fulfill the legal requirements. The doctors proceed with the plan. They sit with the parents and report the kidney failure. They describe the change in medication as a necessary shift in treatment, concealing the experimental nature of the decision. The parents offer their trust, unaware that their children are now the experimental and control groups in a lethal trial. The doctors return to the ward to wait. In 24 hours, the survival of one baby will reveal the cure for the rest. Dr. Gregory House sits in the doctor's lounge, overhearing 2 separate reports of sick infants. One baby has a seizure, another has a fever. They are on the same floor, falling ill within 4 hours of each other. To the staff, these are isolated cases. To House, this is the start of an epidemic. He enters the neonatal intensive care unit to examine the charts. Baby Harding is being treated for a bowel obstruction based on a radiologist's report. Baby Howsam is struggling with an unexplained high fever. House confronts Dr. Cuddy, demanding she shut down the maternity ward. Cuddy dismisses him, claiming he is manufacturing a crisis to avoid clinical duties. She insists the cases are unrelated. House presents the evidence. He displays the x-rays and points out air in the colon, a normal gas pattern that proves there is no obstruction. The radiologist misread the film. If there is no blockage, the original diagnosis is a lie. The symptoms are identical, and the timing is precise. House searches the overflow room rooms and finds a third infant with a spiking temperature, then a fourth. The imaginary infection is real and spreading. He forces the administration to act. Nurses begin the emergency evacuation of the ward. Ambulances are redirected to neighboring hospitals. Pregnant women in labor are turned away at the door. The maternity wing is sealed off. An unidentified pathogen is moving through the hospital, and the staff is now in a race against a clock they didn't know was running. Sister Augustine enters the clinic with contact dermatitis. Dr. House identifies an allergic reaction and administers a standard 0.1 cc dose of epinephrine. The reaction is instantaneous. Instead of breathing easier, the nun's heart stops. She collapses into full cardiac arrest. House performs manual compressions while calling for a crash cart. The clinic room becomes a crisis zone. Dean Cuddy confronts House shortly after. She points to the medication drawer, which holds both 1 cc and 0.1 cc syringes. She accuses House of negligence, claiming he reached for the larger dose in a moment of carelessness. The hospital board prepares to report the incident as malpractice, threatening House with immediate termination. Even his own team begins to question his memory of the injection. House ignores the pressure and investigates the nun's personal items. He discovers a thermos of figwort tea. He tastes the mixture. Figwort is a potent natural stimulant used to open lungs and increase blood pressure. The nun had been drinking it consistently. House realizes that the tea acted as a chemical catalyst when the 0.1 cc of epinephrine entered her system. It interacted with the figwort, triggering an immediate cardiovascular overload. The cardiac arrest was not caused by a doctor's error, but by a lethal drug interaction. House presents the biological evidence to Cuddy, proving that the science confirms his innocence. He clears his name by identifying the hidden toxin in a simple herbal remedy. House identifies a skunk tattoo on Sister Augustine's shoulder, immediately exposing her claim of lifelong religious devotion as a fabrication. Shortly after, the nun is moved into a sterile hyperbaric chamber for treatment. Despite the controlled environment, she enters a state of acute anaphylactic shock. Her respiratory system fails. The medical staff cannot find an external trigger within the clean room. House rejects the idea of an inexplicable event and orders a full-body scan. The team monitors the 3D imaging, searching for hidden foreign objects. As the scan reaches the pelvic area, a metallic, T-shaped shadow appears on the screen. It is a copper IUD, a form of birth control discontinued decades ago. The device is embedded deep in her endometrial tissue, a remnant of a secret abortion performed before she took her vows. This discovery confirms a past involving drug use and a lifestyle she had suppressed for 20 years. The copper in the device remained dormant until she recently began cleaning copper cookware at the monastery. The contact with the metal through the skin, combined with the internal device, caused her immune system to collapse. House directs the surgical removal of the object. The miraculous illness is revealed as a delayed allergic reaction to a hidden piece of metal. The medical facts dismantle the nun's carefully constructed narrative of purity. Luke Palmiero stands in a government office, managing unemployment checks and forged documents. He tells the staff he is 18. At home, he acts as a full-time nurse for his schizophrenic mother. He tracks her dosages and uses vodka as a chemical restraint to blunt her hallucinations when they become violent. He maintains a precise, grueling schedule to keep the state from noticing a 15-year-old is running a household alone. Dr. Gregory House breaks the system with a single medical image. He displays an X-ray of Luke's wrist and identifies the epiphyseal plates. The bone development confirms Luke is only 15. The legal shield of his adulthood disappears. Social workers and police officers arrive at the hospital. They declare the home environment unstable and inform Luke he is being placed in immediate foster care. Luke pleads to stay, but the authorities physically remove him from the room. His mother remains in her bed, watching her son being taken away. House later reviews the hospital's internal phone log.